Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just Another 20-something with me, Marissa. Ooh, I am excited. This month has just been flying by. I know, I, I know that I say this literally every single month. Like, it hasn't been a month that I haven't said this, but this is crazy. I mean, I know February is also a shorter month, so maybe that's what's going on. And for podcast reasons, I really only have 4 episodes this month. So it's just kind of crazy. I can't believe that we're already into the last week, which is actually really funny because I am filming this on only the second week of February. But since I plan these episodes out so far, I feel like since I know this is coming out in the last week, then I put myself in that mindset that, oh yeah, it's the last week of February. It's like, no, we still have 2 weeks, I guess. But when you guys are listening to this, it'll be the last week of February, which again is insane. This month has been really good. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe kind of a mix of really good and also a little bit of a struggle. I kind of already knew that this month was going to be definitely a month of growth for sure. And I obviously can't speak for all of you guys, but for me in particular, this month just had a lot of new stuff coming in. I mean, like I kind of mentioned, or I guess actually, I don't even think I've fully told you this, but I did get the job. Did I say that? I can't remember if I said that already. I think I might have, but I did get that job. And, oh, you know what? I did definitely talk about this just a little bit because I remember saying that I'm the new girl, blah, blah, blah. So, time has been going on. I'm feeling more and more comfortable, which is good. But yeah, I mean, still that new girl energy, still trying to find my place in this new job. And with the new job, it's kind of obviously reflecting a lot into my personal life because now that I'm very busy with, this, and this is taking up a lot of my time and a lot of my mind space, if that makes sense. This is obviously something that I'm just constantly thinking about. So it's definitely, it's been a lot. And it's so hard to say because, again, I'm recording this 2 weeks before really the end of February. So much could happen by the time this episode goes live. So catch me in March being like, haha, just kidding. Just kidding. I have so many things to say. But honestly, that's kind of fun. It'll be good to have a full update in March. And I think I'm actually going to wait until it's, I guess the next March episode will literally be the beginning of March. So I guess I'll have to update sooner or later. But it's been really nice since obviously I've been so consumed by this new job. It's been really handy to have these episodes recorded, ready to go, ready for you guys. Because then it's okay, I can just focus on other things and get some other stuff done that I really need to get done. And, it's been a learning curve. Honestly, I feel like since I've been able to record these, ahead of time, I've actually been able to have I've been having more time to even make more episodes and stuff like that, which I do have something kind of exciting planned. It's very rough in the works. I'm not even really releasing it yet, but I have something exciting coming for if you really enjoy the podcast, if you want bonus episodes that other people can't get. It's not going to be public. I guess it would be private. I don't know. This is hard to explain. You will be able to subscribe to see bonus episodes from me. And I think what I want to try and do is have the bonus episodes be recordings like this, but then maybe also some video episodes. So then you can see me talking. I also don't know if I'll do that because right now I'm literally sitting in my pajamas, not looking fabulous while I'm recording this. So, maybe in my heart of hearts, I'll be like, ooh, I do not want anyone to actually see me. But anyway, that is kind of something that I'm working on. And so it's really exciting, again, to have this time to be able to work on it. And yeah, I'm very excited for all of the new things that are coming. And I'm just feeling very inspired and very happy. But also kind of not. I don't know. I mean, like, emotions are just all over the place. I think it's also hard because I just had my period this week. So my emotions have been very all over the place. Like, I definitely cried for like no reason, like absolutely no reason. Like at the beginning of this week. And I was like, okay, who's she? Where's this coming from? But anyway, let's talk about today's episode. So actually, this couldn't have come at a better time because, like I said, I usually plan these out, just kind of rough ideas of what I maybe want to talk about. And sometimes it'll change. Like, I already actually rearranged a lot of the episodes that are coming out this month. I'll probably rearrange the ones coming out next month. Like, it's really all over the place. But I'm really excited for today's episode because it really came at a good time. This was something that I was really struggling with this week. So I'm like, wow, look at me. Future, or I guess past me was just already anticipating future me having this issue. But I want to talk today about how to overcome negative self-talk and kind of just talk about negative self-talk as well, or negative emotions, negative feelings about yourself, and kind of dive into that because I'll be super honest with you. I am the hardest person on myself. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just kind of mean. I am so mean to myself. And it's really sad because I was watching the other day, I was watching a YouTube video, as I do. You know that I love my YouTube. And I was watching Brooke Michio, and she's super cute. She's really fun. And she was talking on her vlog about how she's like, man, like, I have just been so negative to myself. And it's like, why am I so mean to myself when it's like, like, you're going to be with yourself for the rest of your freaking life. Like, this is the person that you're going to be with. So it's like, why would you be so terrible to them? Or like, something that I really need to work on is like, because when you're talking about a friend, you always are saying like the greatest things about them. You're never like saying, like, if they're going through something hard, you wouldn't be like, oh, well, like, you're a dumbass. Like, you'd be like, no, like, give yourself grace, like, you always are being so kind to your friends and to your family, which, as you should. If you're not, there's an issue here. But, for the most case, what am I even saying? In most cases, I don't know. In most cases, you are being really nice to your friends and to your family. And it's like, why wouldn't you put that same energy that you're putting into your friends and to your family into yourself? Because again, you are also just a human, like literally trying to just make it through life. So why are you being so hard on yourself for doing these mundane things, So I kind of wanted to talk about that. Because again, this week, I was struggling a lot I guess I was kind of struggling a lot in the end of last week and the beginning of this week because, I started my job, and this is the first time that I'm ever really doing something like this. This is like my first big girl job. Like, I've had some other little jobs in the past, but they were truly very minor. Like, I can definitely recognize that I had the privilege of not really, really desperately needing to work. Should have I? Oh my gosh, I am struggling today. I probably should have worked in college. I will admit that. I should have done that, and I didn't because I was like, I have loans, haha. Which, that was fucking dumb, but it's in the past. What am I supposed to do about it now? And obviously, I know that now I really need a job. There's no way around it. You have to work. So here I am having my first ever real big girl job. And so she's having the big girl struggles. she's trying to get through it. She's trying to be good. And I was definitely just really, really hard on myself because the company that I'm working for, they've been doing this for at least a year or so. And so, they really know this company like the back of their hand. And for some reason, I'm getting on myself being like, why aren't you like them? Like, why aren't you doing it like they're doing it? And it's like, girly, huh? Like, calm down, my God. And that is, again, something that I struggle with a lot, where I get really, really hard on myself if I am not doing as good as someone else. Even if that person has had way more experience, way more time invested, like, I just will still be like, ooh, you're not doing enough. Like, ooh, you're not even close. Oops, that's really gross of you. And why do I do that? I don't know. Honestly, I think it's I am definitely a huge perfectionist, and it's one of my toxic traits. Love, and I hate it. I hate it a lot that I'm so much of a perfectionist, because there is no such thing as perfection. Like, I'm literally never going to reach that state of perfection. So it's like, why? Just why? Why am I being so hard on myself for no reason? And I was just doing that a lot the last few days, and it was starting to get annoying. And even some of the people that I was working with, like my manager, or the owners and stuff like that, they were like, girl, like, it's okay. Like, you do not need to be so hard on yourself. Like, just calm down. You're fine. And I was like, okay, haha, sure, whatever you say. But now that I'm really starting to get a little more comfortable and I've been able to do a good job all on my own, I'm starting to be like, okay, like, I'm figuring it out now. Like, I need to literally calm down. Like, it takes some time before you're super, like, into something, ready to go, super proficient. Like, you're not going to get it on the first try. Like, that's just impossible. And I personally need to just stop putting all of that pressure on myself to literally get it right the first time, because it's just not going to happen. And again, going back to like that thing where, like, let's say one of my friends was starting a new job and she was hard on herself because she wasn't able to get things right the first time. I would literally tell her, like, girl, shut up. Like, literally stop. You just started. And again, there's no way you're going to get it right the first time. And yeah, I would be so nice to my friends. So it's like, why am I not doing that to myself? Why am I not putting that same energy into myself? And I know that I am not the only one that suffers from negative self-talk. In fact, honestly, I think most of my friends and I can relate on this, where we're just really hard on ourselves. It's so much easier to be hard on yourself than it is like on your friends and your family. And I don't know why, honestly, I'm so annoyed by that, because like, we all make mistakes. Like, our friends make mistakes, we make mistakes. So it's like, why do we have to only be hard on ourselves? Not that we should be hard on our friends, but you know what I mean. It's just exhausting. Like, negative self-talk is exhausting, and I'm so sick of it. And so, I have barely any tips, because again, this is something that I really need to work on myself. I am in no way, honestly, I don't even know if any of these will work. I'm just kind of like throwing them out there for all of us to work on. Because again, like I said, it's just really hard. And I think, well, yeah, I guess I'll get into it. So let's start off with one. Just be nice to yourself. Just try to be nice. But yeah, so I looked up some tips, because again, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm not very good at it. I'm super not great at it. So I wanted to come up with some pretty easy things that we could probably all work on for ourselves. And if for some reason that you actually just don't have negative self-talk and you're actually super great and super awesome, Congrats. Good job on that one, I guess. No, but that's a really great skill to have. And if for some reason, you're great at talking to yourself, but maybe you're meaner to others, maybe just take these ideas and do them in the opposite way. Like, take these tips and put it for someone else. Because, like, we just got to realize, like, again, not, like, we should give ourselves grace, and we need to give others grace as well. And when I'm saying this, because this is so random that I'm even bringing this up. This episode's probably going to be all over the place, but whatever. I'm bringing this up because Bachelor Nation, if you are listening, if you watch The Bachelor, you know everything that just came out about Chris Harrison and Rachel Kirkconnell and Rachel Lindsay. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do want to talk about this in a bonus episode, so I'm just going to briefly talk about it, where basically one of the girls on The Bachelor, her name's Rachel, she has been, she's had a lot of allegations of being, honestly, just racist. Like, she just has some bad things kind of coming out. And the most recent thing was that she attended, what was it? Oh, a frat formal that was antebellum themed. Like, it was an old South ball themed formal, which is racist. Like, not something that should be happening. And Chris Harrison just basically went off about how we need to give her grace, that, like, she didn't know it was racist, even though it was in 2018, which was not that long ago. And I don't know. Again, I'm not going to go that into it right this second, because I do want to go into it later. But either way, when I'm saying give people grace, I don't mean that. I don't mean if they're being racist or misogynistic or homophobic or anything like that. That is not what I am implying at all. When I'm saying give yourself grace, give people grace, is if they're just making little mistakes, like, truly, like, like in a job, and you are making little mistakes, and then you're so hard on yourself, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm so stupid, like, I hate myself. Or, like, if you're really hard on yourself with, like, your body, or, like, things like that. Like, that is what I mean when I say give people grace. We have to give people grace, but we have to hold people accountable if they make bad and gross decisions. So that is what I mean by that. Not that I think you guys would think anything other from me, but just in case, I just want to clear the air there. But so these are the tips that I kind of searched. This is what I found. The first one is surround yourself with good energy. And this is something that I honestly, like, honest to God, I think I really need to work on. Because let's be honest, if you're hanging out with people that are very, very negative, not even like just on themselves, but just have a negative outlook on life, like, it almost feels like every time you talk to this person, something negative is coming out of their mouth, whether it's them complaining about, maybe something kind of small, or, if they're like maybe a little condescending towards you or towards other people, or, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of like a lot of examples, but honestly, it's kind of escaping my mind. But, when you're surrounded by these people that are just constantly talking about something negative, and they cannot bring anything positive to the table, I mean, that's going to affect you, obviously. And that's going to make you start to kind of think the same way, because that's the thing about the people that you surround yourself with. And this goes for like everything. You are who the people you surround yourself with, like, because those are the people that you are actively choosing to have in your life. And so if these people are actively not great, like, this is a reflection a little bit on like who you are as a person. Because it's like, why would you put up with that kind of energy? Like, why would you put yourself through all this like grossness for what? Just because you have a friend then? Like, I don't know. Personally, I just don't think that's worth it. I think you should really seek out the people that are bringing the best in you, that are having that good energy, that are positive people who, and I'm not saying they can never complain, because of course bad things are going to happen to good people. Duh. Story of everyone's life. But like, it's those people that are just constantly negative. Like, they can't even find the good in things, or they are constantly tearing other people down, even if it's not like tearing you down, because that's another thing where I feel like some people don't really take into account, where it's like, oh yeah, they're like a mean person, but they're nice to me. It's like, is that really the energy you want to be around? That, oh, they made an exception to be nice to you for now, like, as far as we know. Sure, she's nice, they're nice to you, but they're mean to everyone else around them. That's not a good sign. That is bad energy right there. And yeah, I eventually, I think surrounding yourself with people like that, you will start to act the same way. Because, I mean, like I said, those are the people that you're hanging out with all the time. How are you not, like, when I hang out with my friends, I'll like start saying the things that they say, because like, those are the people that I'm hanging out with all the time. The energy that I'm around constantly, like, I will start to pick up their lingo. So if I'm picking up things that they're going to say, I'm going to start picking up things that they're feeling and how they're acting and things like that. Like, it's just the way of the land. That's what happens. So if you are noticing that maybe you're having a lot of negative self-talk, maybe check, like, what's going on around you. And this is a little hard, because when I say this, I don't mean like, let's say your friend is negative to themselves and then you're negative to yourself and you're like, oh yeah, it's because my friend's like negative to themselves, so I should just drop them. That's not exactly what I mean, because like I said before, a lot of my friends are hard on themselves, and that is different than having negative energy as a person. Because like I was saying, like, I'll take one of my friends. I have a friend, an example. I'm not going to name her name, but I have a person in my mind who, she is amazing. I mean, she truly she does the most for everybody, but she still is really, really hard on herself. And that's the difference, where like, she's putting out that positive energy to everyone around her, and then is still getting that negative energy on herself. And she does have maybe some people in her life that maybe she shouldn't have around. That's just my personal opinion. But honestly, like, most of the people that she has in her life are pretty good. So this is obviously not like, this is the only rule that you should take from this, is surround yourself with good energy. But I think it can really help that even if your friends around you or your family are really, really positive, I think it will start to help. And especially like, when you do get into those bouts of like being really negative on yourself, something that really helps me is talking to this said friend who is so positive and so good, to where I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, I need to remember my own self-worth, because she believes this in me, so why am I not believing it in me? So that's what I kind of mean by that. Like, obviously, if you have a friend who also is negative to themselves, don't just drop them. I'm mostly saying, like, if your friend is negative, like, outwardly to you, to other people, that's kind of what I mean of surround yourself with good energy, because I think it really does make a difference. And yeah, okay, so that's that one. I kind of went off on that one. Okay, the second one is try not to compare yourself. Now this one, I think the actual tip was don't compare yourself, but like, I put the try not, because that is definitely something that I am horrible at. Because like I said, like, literally this week I was comparing myself to people who have been at this company for like a while, and I'm like, oh my god, I just suck. And it's like, girl, You've been here for 2 days. Like, honestly, you're being dramatic. But, yeah, so that's something that I'm not good at either. So it's something that we can all work on together, is try not to compare yourself. And that one's honestly just really hard. It's really, really hard. I don't even really have a way of how you can try not to. I guess, like, just truly think about where that person is and then where you are. Like, if you guys are just not even on the same wavelength, there's just literally no reason to compare yourself. And like I said, I'll just go back to that, my work example. Like, if someone has been there for years and I am just starting, like, there's just nothing to compare. That's like comparing, what's a good comparison? Because it's not, like, completely different. I guess I would, like, it would be comparing, like, white sugar to brown sugar. Like, you know, like, you have that little bit in common. Like, we both are at the company. But white sugar is just a completely different sugar. And same with brown. Like, it's just different. It's totally different circumstances. Like, there's just no way that you can even accurately compare them. It won't even make sense. So I would kind of, when you get into those bouts of, like, really comparing yourself, really try and, like, think about where that person is at and where you're at. And now, obviously, with that being said, let's say you are on the same playing field and you're still comparing yourself. That one's obviously harder. Not gonna lie. Ew. But I guess, like, a tip that I would say for that instance, let's say, like, you know, you're the same, but maybe they're just doing a little better. Honestly, God damn it. Now I'm like, I don't even know. Honestly, I would just try to remember that everyone's different. I mean, like, truly everyone is different. And it's not really going to be that fun if we're all the exact same person. I mean, think about it. Okay, I just thought of a really weird example. But, so you know how the Kardashians all kind of look the same. And then now, you know, there's some Instagram influencers who are getting plastic surgery to look very similar to them. And, you know, I don't want to be mean to these people, but, like, you know, they're all kind of choosing, like, the same faces, to where you're basically like, is that a Kardashian or is that just a model? I literally have no idea. And so with going with that, it's like, when everyone just looks the same like that, like, that's kind of boring, you know? Like, sure, yeah, they're pretty, but then let's say everyone in the world looks exactly like that. Then what? Like, there's just no uniqueness. You wouldn't even have, like, I don't know, like, you wouldn't have really anything special about you. You would just be looking like the exact same person next to you. I guess then you could just rely more on your personality. But, like, again, if we're also saying, like, you're comparing your personality, let's say you're doing that instead of looks, like, if everyone had the exact same personality, again, boring city. Like, this is just, we're not robots, you know? Like, we're all our unique person. So when you try to compare yourself, again, it's almost, it kind of goes back to the white sugar, brown sugar thing. Like, we're all humans. We all have that little thing in common, but it's not going to be fun if we're all white sugar, you know? Put a little brown sugar in the mix. Does that even make any sense? I don't know. This comparing is hard. I'm not saying that I am, like, I never compare myself. He. No, that's just not true. I compare myself a lot, but it's definitely something that I need to work on. And it really is, like, something that maybe you could just, like, write down or journal about. Like, honestly, like, this would be a good exercise if, you know, you notice yourself comparing yourself to, like, another girl or something. Just write down all the things that make you unique and things that you really enjoy about yourself. And you're going to be like, hey, like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I guess I like that. So, yeah. So that one, again, that one's kind of hard, but something we could all maybe work on. Okay. This one's a fun one. Recognize what you are saying is negative. So this one, you know, when you say it out loud, you're kind of like, okay, duh. Like, I know what I'm saying is negative. But honestly, sometimes I don't even realize that I'm being really, really mean to myself. And I'll just be, basically just be like, ugh, you're such an idiot. Come on. And, like, I guess sometimes like I make a joke out of it. Like how I was just saying, like, oh, you're such a dumb. Like, but that's still not nice. That's not something nice to say about somebody. And it's not something nice to say about yourself. So this was something that was on that little list where they're saying, like, write down all those negative thoughts that you were thinking. Like, if you're thinking, like, oh, I'm stupid, or I'm not enough, or something like that, like, write those all down and, like, just look at them and realize, like, yeah, like, that's obviously just not positive words. And you can, like, write over those negative words with, like, a big permanent marker or something, like a positive word to kind of, like, counteract it. And so you can kind of, like, get into that mindset of to keep telling yourself good things, which kind of goes in with the next one, which is positive affirmations. And I will be completely honest, when I hear about people doing positive affirmations, I'm like, that is stupid. Like, that is stupid and that is cringy. I am not going to talk to myself in a mirror saying that I'm pretty. But you know what? It's not stupid. Like, I am annoyed at myself that I thought it was stupid, because it really can help people and it's really good. And it's just literally telling yourself things that you would, like, again, tell a friend or something like that. So I kind of like that little idea that I was coming up with, where, like, you write down the negative things, but then you write over it the positive affirmations. So maybe, because, like, if you do feel kind of awkward, like, telling yourself in a mirror, like, you are awesome, like, you are a killer dude. Like, I get it. That's kind of weird. So maybe just write them all out. Just write down positive affirmations that you think of yourself, or even if you don't think them, because, again, this isn't like a miracle work. Like, you're not just going to be like instantly like, oh yes, I'm awesome, because, that takes time. But maybe write down things that you would say to a friend, or like one of your family members that you really, really care about. Write down a list of what you would call them, and then, like, put your name on the front or something. Like, this is a list that you would say to someone else, but this is also a list that you should be saying to yourself. Like, this is now your list of positive affirmations, or something like that, if that makes sense. Because, again, I think it's so sad that so many people will just be so negative to themselves and just so hard. And it's like, why? Like, why are we literally doing this to ourselves? And like I said, it is definitely something that I need to work on. Like I said, like, this upcoming week, I'm starting to feel a little better, but, like, I think it's still something that I need to work on. So literally, in my planner, I have this little section that's called Goal of the Week. And at the top of that little list, I said, be the boss ass bitch that you are. Because it's like, yeah, you know what? That's my freaking goal for the week, is being a boss ass bitch. That can be your positive affirmation. It doesn't have to be like, something cheesy, or, I mean, I guess that's kind of cheesy, but whatever. Just, like, I don't know. Honestly, it's going to be a journey for all of us. We can do it all together, and join hands and start to be the boss ass bitches that we are, because, we need that good positive energy. We need that good light in our life. And I'm sick and tired of not being nice to myself. Like, for literally what reason? For what reason? Okay, well, anyway, that's kind of it, actually. This is kind of my whole episode. Basically just being nice to yourself. I think we could all use it, and especially in this month of love, make February your self-love month. I think that would be good for everybody. Oh, but I'm doing this at the end. Okay, then make March your self-love month. I forgot that this is coming out on literally the last Monday of February. But yeah, so that's kind of all I wanted to talk about today. I know this episode's kind of random. I'm trying to not make these episodes sound exactly like the same episodes, because I know, because what was it? I had an episode already that I guess was kind of similar. Oh, my feeling frustrated one. Well, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of different. I hope you guys think it's kind of different. I guess definitely let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. I love to hear your feedback, because I will get people who will text me and they will let me know how they think about the episode, and I love that so much. So please text me if you know me. Literally just text me. Or if you don't know me, you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts, or you can leave me a comment on my Instagram for the podcast. It's in the show notes, so take a look at that. But yeah, honestly, everyone be nice to each other and find some people that are nice as well. just be nice. I think that's the takeaway from this whole thing. Just be nice. Nice to everyone and nice to yourself. And yeah, so that is kind of the end of this episode. I will talk to you all next week, which will be the beginning of March. So get ready. Okay, I'll talk to you guys next week with a brand new episode. Bye.